get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome back to the channel.
Sitting in the tree.
I'm Tanisha.
I'm Jay.
And today in this video we are bringing you an epic story time. A lot of you have asked about this story time, and so now we're gonna sit here and Jay is gonna tell the story time. This is his story.
Lucky I'm here right now.
He's lucky to be alive. So in this story time, this is the story of how he got shot. Ooh,
juicy.
He gonna tell it to us really good. He gonna tell it to us good, babe.
Tell us good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
I love his stories.
Okay. All right. So it's me, my cousin, and we in Florida, Miami. You know, so we go out.
Now wait, let me stop you because you just moved to Miami from New York.
Oh, actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got it. Yeah. So it was 2005. Goes to the first week of the month.
How long have you been in? How long have
6
you been
months.
in Miami?
So I've been in Miami 6 months. So me and my cousin, we went out. We purchased clothes. I had a nice button down, top to the bottom, everything new. T-shirt, pants, sneakers, everything. We went to a shopping spree that weekend. So we having fun, you know. We went down to the Grove. You know, a lot of people that live in Miami or been to Miami, the Grove back in the days used to be this area that a lot of clubs used to be at. So we had a fun night. The club was over. So you know, party. It's like 5 in the morning. We're going downstairs. We're going to our car, and these girls are getting bothered by these guys. And me and my cousin at that time, we was in the gym, so we was a little husky, you know, looking all built with our tight muscle shirts, whatever. So you know, we was like, "You okay? You want us to walk you to the car or whatever the case is? Where you parked at?" It was like, "Oh, down this way." We was like, "Oh, actually, we parked right next to y'all. We'll just walk with you." So then, this is the first occurrent thing that happened. So we walk in, you know, we chilling, we talking, and then the guys popped out of nowhere. So my cousin was like, "Hey, you're not feeling me, keep it moving." And I guess the guys didn't like that, or whatever the case is. So, you know, I'm a little away, because I'm like by the, we're in front of their parking on garage thing. And we're a little weird. My cousin got sucker punched, actually. Got sucker punched in the face. So my cousin went to go after him. And when he went to go after him, my cousin's swinging, and the guy's like, you know, like dodging his swings. The cops come. Whoop whoop! Hey guys, break it up before everybody go to jail. You know, we all broke up. Like boom, 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 boom. We all left. We went into the car. So we ended up putting everybody in our car. 3 girls in the back. And then we drove them in front of their garage. Nice, we some nice guys, right?
Yeah.
Very nice guys.
Nice guys.
Yeah. He even got sucker punched for it. Not me though, my cousin. So whatever, you know, that happened. So we in the car. My cousin's very upset. Like, I see them. I'm like, look, like, all right, we see them. Whatever. You try to shoot a field with them, whatever cases. But we couldn't find them, so we left. Because my cousin, he was very, very upset. He needed to get it out of his chest. We there for him. So we driving, and my cousin was like, "Oh, I gotta use the restroom." So we driving. We're already out the Grove. We're already out the scenery. We're already out. Whatever happened, we far down. We're going down south. We pretty much like 10, 15 minutes out already. And my cousin's like, "Oh, I gotta use the restroom." And I usually tell my cousin, "Hey, piss on your pants. I don't care. Like, we ain't stopping. We leaving. You know, we're going." And I don't know. I guess, you know, with the whole sucker punch thing or whatever the case is, you know, I guess I felt a little bad. And I was like, "All right, whatever. I'll pull over." It's his car though. I'm driving his car, so I'm like, "All right, I'll pull over." And you know, I'm joking on him all the time. I was like, "Oh, you got knocked up," but he didn't get knocked out though. But he got punched pretty hard. So sorry, cuz. So then, so there's a train station tracks. You know, we go underneath the tracks into this little block neighborhood. Very quiet. It's right off of the interstate. Right there, you can see the US 1 from right there. And we get out the car. You know, he needs to use the restroom quick. So I'm like, I'm gonna use the restroom quick too, because we still had a long drive. And very quiet. So it's Sunday morning, around 5:15, 5:20 in the morning. You know, my cousin, he has a big old Cuban chain that's probably worth a lot of money. And we in a brand new car, you know, and technically we was in the bad neighborhood. So there was these 3 Latino guys down the block. I seen them down the block, but there's people, you know, hanging out. It's a weekend, whatever, you know. So I didn't pay no mind to that. Yeah. So that so I'm goofing on my cousin. I'm like, Dad, you know, you gotta be careful. What about if you had like a little blade or something? You could have cut your face or whatever the case is. Like, you gotta stay your distance.
All this while y'all peeing.
Yeah. So you gotta stay your distance when you know, when somebody's getting close to you, because you don't know what's gonna happen. And he was like, yeah, you're right. Next thing you know, these 3 Latino kids are in front of us. And it was like, you good? My cousin was like, I don't know, you good? And then they said it again. They were going good, back and forth, right? And one of them finally said, yeah, everything's good, what about you? And my cousin was like, yeah, everything's good. And I'm like, and I was like, all right, let's go. And then one of the other guys was like, that's what I thought. And then the other guy came out and pulled out 9mm black, cocked it back, and pointed at my cousin. Let me tell you, like, my cousin, he needs to wear glasses or contact. He wasn't wearing none of that. So that's why I was driving, because he couldn't drive. You can't see, because he said he doesn't look cool with glasses, and he's not gonna be touching his eyeballs with contacts. Okay, so so he ain't gonna do none of that. So he was blind for the night, so I had to drive. You probably didn't see that face coming to him either, but it was fast. I didn't see it coming either. I got good vision. So the guy pulled the gun. He got the gun out ready. The only thing he needs to do is squeeze it. So I told my cousin, I had to tell my cousin the guy pulled out a gun because it's black, it's dark, you can't see. So I was like, cuz, yo, walk to the car. This guy got a gun out.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm mad that you said you had something you can't see.
So, you know, we got the doors open. It's pretty much like almost double parked in the middle of the side of the street, because the street was very quiet, whatever cases. And the guy is in the angle of the driver door, like maybe feet away, not so far. And Sutton told me, you know, my cousin got a concealed weapon license. He had the gun in the car, but it was in the glove compartment because he had a couple of drinks, so he couldn't have it on him physically. And it had like some steps to load it up or whatever the case is. But I don't think he's supposed to have it anyway. But he had it in the glove compartment. I knew it was in there. So I reacted that these guys, I don't know. I just got into defense mode. I will never do this again. I don't know what I would do. Hopefully I'm not in that predicament again. But what I did is I told the guy I got something for him. I turned my back while the guy got the gun facing my cousin. And I told him I got something for you. And I turned my back, went to the driver's side, reached over to the glove compartment, opened the glove compartment, took out my cousin's gun, took it out, and tried to load it up, because I never played with a gun before, you know. I never played with a gun before, I never shot a gun before. So I only seen it in the movies. So I was like, I took the gun, I cocked it back, and when I went to like load it up, it was on safety. So I was like, holy shit. Now I know about a little bit about guns, you know, whatever. They have a safety on top here, or they have a little button, or whatever the case is. But I never played with my cousin's gun before, so I didn't know how to, where it was at. So it sounded like I loaded up. So now I'm like, okay, I can't be like, time out, guys. Let me look at the owner manual. Let's take 2 on this. You know, I could have cut it like a YouTube footage or video. So this is when my acting came in into place. So I was like, look, you know, I'm pointing the gun. I'm like, look, I want to go home. It's been a long day. Get in the car. He's taking his sweet time, walking to the car like he had the super thug walk, very slow motion. So I told my cousin, get into the car, and I'm walking back slowly into, you know, I'm right there. So I sat inside my car, inside my cousin's car, driver's side, and as soon as I reached the door to close it, the guy shot, and the first bullet hit me on my wrist. So then my cousin, he took cover on the other side while the first bullet hit me. And after a couple of shots in, mind you, this guy shot like 9 times. The first bullet hit me, all 8 missed me. So my cousin was behind the car, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what should I do? Should I stand here with the door open? This guy's just letting off a clip on me? Or should I leave my cousin behind? But I would never, if something ever happened to him, and I probably would have never recovered off of that. So the best thing was like, let me blow his cover a little bit, shake him up so he could run to the car. And that's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what he did. He blew his cover. You know, ever seen that cartoon thing? They be hiding and then they blow this cover. Have you seen it? He started running to the car, and he jumps in the car. We driving down the block. I'm like, he's like, how you know you shot? I'm like, I've been shot. He's like, how you know you shot? I'm like, I'm bleeding. So he's like, all right. So we got into the...
Hold on, because he couldn't see.
So we got to the end of the... Well, we went like 2 blocks down. And he's like, let me drive you to the hospital. So I'm like, okay. So we switched seats. He jumped in the seat, and he's like, where's the hospital at? I'm like, player, I've only been here 6 months. I don't know where the freaking hospital is at. I'm like, just pull in front of the gas station, and we'll just call the cops. So we went ahead, and we seen 2 cop cars coming down the block that we just finished coming down, but it's been like blocks already. So we flagged them down, and they came to us. It was like, oh, my cousin got shot, and there was like, if there's any firearms. Well, I didn't know. I was just minding my own business. Well, talking to the cops, and my cousin was talking to the cops. It was like, there's like firearms in here. He said yes. There was blood on the gun, so they knew my cousin didn't get shot. So that means I had the gun. So then they took the gun for evidence or whatever the case is. But they ended up giving it back to him because everything was legit. You know. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was able to go to the precinct and take out his gun because he had to go to work. Like, the days after, he had to go to work. So he gave me his stuff. I presented it to him when his father came with me, and we was able to get the gun out. But they never found the guys. It's, you know, it's a small world out there. I crossed the guy 3 times. I crossed the guy 3 times. Another time we went back to the Grove. I seen his friend. It was me and my cousin. We was in the same car. Was bullet holes in it. Believe me, it was a It was a brand new 2005 Honda Accord, brand new. Yeah. They had like, it didn't even have no more than 3,000 miles. Brand new car. And that guy was there in that crowd. He was in there. So one day we got a call, and he was like, "Hey, I know who shot you, my cousin's friend." I was like, "Yeah, you know who shot me?" He's like, "Yeah, he came out on the news today. He actually got arrested with him. They went ahead and did a kidnapping. Yeah, so that happened, and he told me that he got arrested or whatever the case is. So I didn't know like if they wanted my cousin's chain. We didn't got to that point, but I'm assuming they did. But it did, I mean, this happened so quick. It was like, well, him shooting 9 times is a blessing for me to be here. But let me show you. I got operated.
So 9 times in one bullet.
First bullet
hit you.
And 8 other shots missed me, and you can see that one went through the license plate, because when we was rolling off, he kept on shooting. It went into the license plate, went through the trunk, went through the back seat. So if you sitting right here, you would have got shot right here if there was somebody in the back. And it went straight, and it stopped at that passenger headrest.
Wow.
You can see a mark there. It stopped right there. They couldn't penetrate it anymore because I guess it went through so many things. If I would have drove a little forward and the door jamb was right here, the door jamb. So if I would have drove off a little farther, it probably would have hit me in the head. And yeah, it was a scary moment, very scary moment. So yeah, so my operation came out to $15,000, and what they did is, well, the bullet, you can see it, right here, right there. The bullet went right in there, and it went right through my 2 bones right here. It didn't go to flesh, that would have been even better. But it went to bone to bone, so it like slit the bones wasn't connected. So what they had to do is put a metal bracket, and some screws to hold it in. And my cast had a little opening with a cap that we had this monitor that it's like a magnet for the bones, and it brings them all together. All the shattered bones that was in there will bring it together over time. But I lift weights and everything with this. I haven't punched anybody else with this fist. But those days are over.
Wow.
So
you see that? And you show them the operation scar? Look at baby, he put his hand up. Aww.
Right there. And then the other one right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, right here. That's my watch. My watch is too small.
So wow. That's crazy, babe.
Yeah, that's the most craziest thing that ever happened to me.
I'm so happy that all those other bullets missed you. Because you to be with me.
So when I was in the hospital, I was in the trauma room, and this thing was hurt. I'm not gonna lie, I was screaming. I was telling them to the top of my lungs to drug me. I was saying drug me because I didn't know, give me some IV or whatever the case is, but they give you morphine or whatever. I was just drug me, and people would like walk by and just like look at me like this guy's dying. Yeah, but everybody was there. My mother got there, Danny was there, my cousins was there, my Susan was over there. Like a lot of people was over there. I didn't expect the people to be there, you know? So, but yeah, and we had a nice day that whole day. It was like we started early. Like it was just a nice day.
It was like today was a good day.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
And then those 2 things happened.
While you out there peeing.
Yeah. Or helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know. Yeah. So go ahead and go get your gun license. Have that gun right next to you. In case this.
That's the moral of the story. That's not the moral. That's not the moral of the story.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is, don't stop in dark streets late at night to pee. Yeah.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type.